This fellow here is a very, very smart pup on the up. His name is Cheap Currency. He had the win at Warrnambool recently when I was calling him, and I'm sure it won't be the only time I call this fellow to victory. He's the latest of a long list of smart dogs prepared by Killarney trainer Kevin Mugavin. So Kevin, you've had a great deal of success over a long period of time.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It goes back probably 25 years, I guess, now.
And there's been a couple of really handy types. Of course, you won or dead heated in a Group 1 Top Gun back in around the 1990s.
Yeah, that was the first run of the Top Gun, James. And yeah, no, he went in the race as a young dog with a great record. There's always debate who gets in those types of races, but yeah, he just he burst clear down the back. It was a pretty wet night, and he probably got 5 or 6 in front. I thought, heck, have we got this, you know? And then, yeah, dog worth backing just got up and, you know, as I say, dead heat.
Golden Currency, the leader. Worth backing's running it down on the outside. Worth back. Oh, Golden Currency, worth backing. They hit it locked together. Baby Golden Currency. They were followed by Revealing third.
There's not much between, you know, the first 3 dogs, really.
Can work out that way. Of the best you've trained, what are probably the top 5 or so, the big name greyhounds you've had over the past, say, 20 or 30 years?
Oh, definitely Golden Currency. Modern Express is probably the dog that really got me going. He went down to Melbourne to get trained for a while, and he just didn't acclimatise down there. And it's always a funny story. Big known sort of trainer in Sydney wanted to buy the dog, and my father said, "Oh, I think you should sell him. He's got some bad traits." And I said, "Oh, they're him and her." And I said, "Well, bring him home. We'll give him a go." And yeah, I used to just take him down the beach here at the back door, and I used to just swim on the beach and let him do what he wanted to do. And when he finished swimming, I'd just let him off in the lead, and he'd just go and have a run on the beach. And he's that smart of a dog, he would just jump back in the panel van. And he's probably the dog that got me going. Then Golden Currency, of course, and Rich Currency is a very good dog.
As well as the past greyhounds that you've had that have been up there with the best of the best, you've got a couple of handy sprinters in the kennel at the moment, one being a greyhound who won at Warrnambool recently, Cheap Currency.
Yeah, no, he's a very good dog to do it. His first preparation, you know. Breaking really good and with all breakers, but he seems to have a good attitude. Reminds me a bit like Poetic Reward, probably a better temperament dog than Poetic Reward, but I think once he learns and knows what it's all about, I think he'll make a name for himself, I reckon.
Yeah, well, when I called him at Warrnambool recently, he looked extremely impressive down there. Yeah. What do the Mugavins actually do down here in the Killarney? Of course, I believe you're in the beef trade as well.
Yeah, I just sort of took on the beef since Dad passed away and just calved down 100 beef cows a year, and there's not a fortune to be made out of them. The price has been down, but it'll come. Everything turns around. It has its moments, and young Tim, he does the dairy and he does a very good job there, and Brian, the oldest brother, he still grows carrots, and yeah, it's been tough going, the vegetable side of it, but hopefully he can strike it this year. They look really good, the carrots, and yeah, so...
No, well, we're travelling along beautifully down here at Killarney, it sounds. And speaking of the family, there's one very well-known AFL footballer amongst the family, that being Jonathan Brown. And of course, I believe you took him into greyhound racing when he was a young fella.
Yeah, no, he's very good. He gave me a hand. You didn't have to tell him what to do. When Jonathan was probably 10 or 11, he was going on 20 or 21 at that stage. So he's always a matured lad for his age, and yeah, it's gone on to ways he's played his football and that, and in general life. And his brother Matthew, he was very good, and my other nephew James, he was very good. You didn't have to tell them what to do. They sort of just knew what to do.
Well, they might head back to Killarney and take up a trainer's licence and dominate the Warrnambool Greys once again.
The way greyhound racing is now, and the prize money involved, and you know, it's just great opportunities. And you know, I think to anybody out there, you know, it's just it's not going to happen overnight. It takes years, and if you've got a passion and if you want to, you know, hang in there and stick to it, you'll come out on top.